Hello everyone, I'm Overhaul and today I'll be reviewing My Hero Academia chapter 245. And honestly, I would say that this week, My Hero Academia won the best chapter of Friday. I mean, not that the last couple of chapters were bad, but if you consider what we got in Black Clover and in One Piece, it was pretty a clear winner between the three. Well, maybe a bit debatable when it comes to Black Clover and One Piece, but for the most part, My Hero Academia was not kicking that out of the park. So yeah. Now before we start this review, I would like it to make it perfectly clear. I do not own any of the images in this video. There. You got that? All of these images come from My Hero Academia anime and My Hero Academia manga volumes. So I own Squat. What? I think that's how you use Squat. Anyways, I do not own them, so all that copyright thing. So yeah, with that said, let's get into this review. So we start this chapter with where we left off in the last chapter, with Hawks giving the book to Endeavor and be like, read the parts I've highlighted to you. And we actually get a little inside Endeavor's head being like, alright, the things you're saying are the same things you've said earlier, but the way you're speaking them and the face you're making is very clearly not the face you've been doing before. So Endeavor is taking it and is going to read it later in the chapter. I'll talk about it later in better detail. And Izuku is in the background saying, ooh, a book that number 2 hero is recommending? I wonder if he can give us some hints to how he's so fast and all that. And Hawks is like, yes, of course, here, have these 3 books. And he gives like 3 of the Liberation Army's books to Izuku Bakugo into the Roki. Which everyone's like, ooh, surprisingly he has them. I guess he locks his book or Hawks just, Izuku is just like, oh, now actually I think he just has them with him so he can hand them out. And then he's like, of course, Izuku. And then he says to Endeavor, I recommend you that as the number 2 hero, you at least read the parts I highlighted to you. It's gonna be important later in the chapter. So yeah, and next to everyone, Bakugo is just like, that blasted bird, he took my kills. Like, alright, it's kind of hilarious how Bakugo wants to outstage even the number 2 pro hero, even though he's like a first year student. Yeah, he's still a first year student, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I'm kind of getting confused in the timeline and all that, but yeah, he's still a first year student. So it's kind of hilarious to have him like still reacting the same way he does. So yeah, now we cut to the Endeavor's Hero Agency and we get introduced to his agency's psychics, which apparently are over 30 or maybe exactly 30. Mistranslations errors could happen, but in the chapters I read always said over 30 sidekicks. And we get introduced to a banging new sidekick who I believe's name is Bernia. Izuku said she's a very famous sidekick, so I'm assuming that if sidekicks would have a ranking, she would possibly be number 1. Maybe Bubble Girl and Centipede were or above her, but right now she seems to be the best sidekick. Well, we don't exactly know, but he says she's a famous sidekick at least. So yeah, we get some of their personality and the sidekicks are very excited, very energized. Basically, not exactly what you would think a squad that an energy like Endeavors would be. So we basically have them give a lowdown and them saying, "Hey, we work 100 cases a day," and saying basically how they're the best, and saying, "So you So if you think we can have any work for you, you bet your ass we don't." And Bakugo is just like, well, as we take a pro's work, and she's automatically liking him. Oh, I like the personality. So yeah, and they're also like saying, hey, I know you're Endeavor's kid, Shoto, but don't think we're gonna be letting you go easy just because you're his kid. So yeah, we basically got your comedy routine with them. And Bakugo is still pissed at the fact that Hawks took down the villain in Stand Fan, being like, oh, that blasted bird! And Izuku's like, Kachan, do you mean Hawks or someone? When I was saying that to Bakugo. So it's pretty hilarious. We also get another guy telling them that Endeavor tells us we can't really go to do any kind of case. And also they are kind of, because they have such a big number of people working there, they also some work as defense, some work as research, some work as patrols. Basically, they are constantly working. Makes kind of sense why his agency would be probably the best agency. So yeah. Now we cut to Endeavor reading the book. And he mentions that it's kind of, the way you were speaking, the way you were acting, and the things you were saying was weird. Like, he remembers the time when they were, I believe, in that restaurant before the high and normal attack, and he remembers saying, hey, I want people, for you to be the hero that the people are gonna trust. Basically be like All Might. But then he remembers that he said, oh, it talks about a society that is purely based on your own power and your own independence. So Endeavor's find that a little weird. Like, what changed? Like, you might act like a jokester, but you're pretty straight up what you're saying. So yeah. And we cut to Hawks, what he's doing, and Hawks is basically flying around and being like, I hope you got the message. The message I'm going to reveal to you later. Well, a little later. And be like, I know you seem kind of a dense type of a guy, but please notice it. I mean, this is the only way I can contact with you this way. This is the only way I can speak to you. Because he cannot, use the hero network, because there are heroes in the Liberation Army who are fully loyal to the Paranormal Liberation Front. And he has things stuck to his wings. And basically, so the only way to communicate is by basically giving a least subtle, in the most, telling half the message and showing the letters to put them together or something. So Hawks is basically, I hope he gets it, because there's no other way he can really communicate with Endeavor. Endeavor is there reading it, he's like, as the number 2 hero recommending it. That sounds like a weird way to phrase it. And then he kind of, I don't know exactly how he figures it out, or maybe I'm not remember the words he exactly says, but then he suddenly realizes that if you put every single second word in those highlights that Hawks made, it comes out to Liberation Army is now under the League of Villains. They have a army, numbers in in thousands. In 4 months, they attack. So basically, that was the plan. Highlight a couple of pieces, and then every second word that has and can work, make a sentence in which they basically state the message. So that figures it out. Now, I don't believe we see our reaction, we just see him find this out, and he is probably worried now, like, I mean, I feel like Endeavor is at least aware the League of Villains are a legitimate threat. I mean, he doesn't see them low, I mean, especially after the high-end normal battle. So he's like, oh shit, in 4 more months they're gonna attack us, and they are in numbers of 100,000? Oh shit. So yeah. Endeavor knows at least the most important parts. Now we cut to the meeting with Hawks and the rest of the Paranormal Liberation Army's executives. Well, except Tomoa, who's the leader, who's apparently practicing by what seems to be hinted at, and Gete, who seems to be missing. I don't know why she's not there. I mean, I found Gete being a member of the executives kind of weird from the beginning, but I still thought that she would at least appear in the meetings, but by the looks of things, she's not there. And the reason why I know that Gete is not there, and it's not just that she's obscured because of Hawks being in the middle of it, is because there's a seat empty. So if there was supposed to be a seat for Tomoe, it would be in the middle, not exactly in the in the far left side, or in the complete corner of left side. So it's very likely Geta is not there. Maybe she's training recruits or something. Or maybe she's currently deciding who's going to be working for her, because Twice does say, "Hey, Hux, why don't you join me?" when Hux is giving the debriefing. But I don't exactly know where she is. It's probably nothing though. So yeah, Hux basically says, "Yes, I've been spreading the word of the Liberation Army all over, and basically, as for the Daika City incident, people are still investigating, still believing there could be a League of Villains connection, but they couldn't find anything. Basically, completely clear." And he also states, "Oh, yeah, by the way, you know those students you've been attacking? They're all training and they're all doing pretty well. Also, by the way, one thing, Toga, her eye is fine, and as far as her cheeks, I was a bit worried that she would not have an eye or something, but it turns out she's completely fine, which is perfect." And Hawks gives them on the monitor, shows them that the case with Darby, with Izuko. And Darby mentions, they haven't really gotten any stronger, I see. Which is weird because Darby only knows them, well, the other time he thought there was at a forest training camp, and that time he was beaten up. So maybe he got informed through Toga and Twice and the news about what happened to the battle in the Overhaul arc. Unless if he was there. I mean, Darby, we know that Darby was in the attack team to take Overhaul. But that was in the middle of the night, so if Darby, as soon as the battle ended, skipped out, he could have come there and not really, and seen the entire battle. I mean, it's not impossible anyhow, they had to get that advance somehow, and I don't believe they had any other way, so technically, unless if Darby was there and see it, he was probably wagering the gaps. Plus, he probably wasn't a full footage, so we don't exactly know. Maybe it's just a translation error. Maybe it's going to be like, I would have expected him to be a little better, considering the fact he was broken, he seems to be working at the same speed. So yeah, maybe it's something like that. So yeah, Hawk says, well, they are just students. And Ray Dasher is like all happy, and then, oh, you did good job, Hawk-kun, you can leave now. And now we get an explanation or another boost to Hawk's raptor equipment or his wings. It turns out that Hawk's wings can actually detach and use their vibration, well, we already knew they could detach, but use their vibration abilities that he can actually spy on the League of Villains. So the way it goes is this. Well, the Paranormal Liberation Front. Still uses the name. He sends one feather to go between the doors where he's leaving, and he listens to their conversation. And we just imagine that Spinner is keeping the morale of the Paranormal Liberation Army soldiers high. So that's something. And says that in 4 months, which kind of hints that, actually there's this weird panel when it states that in 4 months, Paranormal Liberation Front is going to attack, and that fact is also, I guess this is sometime before the whole thing happened, the whole incident. So yeah, that's a bit big, but alright, so there are 4 months, it's going to happen, a big attack is going to happen. And we see Toga behind saying, Tomoya-kun will destroy all. And I believe we see like a map of Japan all getting destroyed as we see Tomoya there. I'm assuming practicing his quirk. So yeah, the question now is going to be, what's going to happen? Like, we know they plan on destroying everything, but how? I mean, they can't just say, alright, soldiers and everyone, let's go there and destroy everything. Let's send high and normal, let's our soldiers, and let's start destroying everything. They're probably not gonna do that because that makes no sense to do that. Like, I feel like that would be an ultimate, we are still gonna be completely focused on destroying everything. So I don't really know. For the whole 4 months thing, I don't believe there was any big events hinted at. In fact, I think that the only big thing that's going to happen is literally the next month, or this month that it's happening right now, but I don't exactly know what they're going to be planning to doing. Personally, I'm more interested in knowing if Darby has recruited some powerful villains, above the henchman level in his squad, and maybe he is doing that, but so far we don't know. So the theories so far are high-end normal game power up, and Ojiko confirmed, oh yeah, we need about 4 months to get them already. Or maybe there's going to something big happening that would give them a perfect time to strike. Now, personally, I'm wondering if the Class 1A students are gonna get evolved in this, which I'm hoping they do. Which is kind of difficult because all the students kind of seem to be taken away from these types of actions, apart from the main 3. So yeah. I personally do wonder about that. Although I guess it would although it's possible that the attack will happen, it's just the students will be in different areas and then come together. I mean, the fact is the Class 1A students don't really have that One Piece type of a thing where they all come together at the end of the battle to celebrate together or something, or be gather together. I hope the students do come here, and as far as we are aware of, it's possible this whole 4 months is just a trick. I mean, after all, I'm not saying that all of the Paranormal Liberation Fund executives would know this. I mean, it's not like they have observation hockey or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure that people like Spinner, Toga, Twice, with Dastro, and even Mr. Nebraska. In fact, I would say only like Darby and maybe Skeptic would notice it, and maybe Gigantomachia, because he has been said to have multiple quirks. In fact, I think in the latest chapter guidebook, they actually can state that, yes, he has multiple quirks. So, I don't exactly know how is that thing. Also, by the way, Gigantomachia, he's behind them as their bodyguard, I'm guessing, because we see him like literally behind them. So, yeah. This chapter was pretty good. I'm definitely excited and wondering what will happen. Like, what power-ups will the League of Villains will the Paranormal Liberation Fund have? Like, what special soldiers? Like, I am definitely interested in finding this out. I cannot wait for it. Now, anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. And don't forget to ring the bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. After that's it, I cannot wait to see all people next time. Bye.